thing.
Right.
Position yourself with that land, use that land to go and get that bond, and then from there get in the industries.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some questions now, y'all. All right. So let work. I can see you going to ask the most questions up in here. But anyway, can't you add, he says, can't you add a UCC to a corporation to give it value?
You can add a UCC to give it value, but it's not going to post how you want it to. You're asking, can we add a UCC to the form of it so we can give it value in the form of a primary trade line? If you use UCCs for your companies, it needs to be with a person who has another corporation with you. Stop filing the UCCs by yourself. They have to be in the form of an operating agreement, some tax forms, and then a UCC form to be a real standard operating agreement that can give you value. If you want value for your company, stop using UCCs and go and buy debt from non-performing notes, which is come in the form of payday loans and $500 advancement loans and stuff like that, or credit card loans. Those are non-performing debt notes that you can buy, add to your corporation that night. In 24 hours with Uncle Sam, you got that value hypothecated to your company financial sheet. All right, so that's a little bit, man. You know what I mean? I know what I'm talking about, family.
Now the web says LLC is well, he meant to say belong to the state, but are not federal.
Right, it does, but see, I'm not talking about where it belongs. I'm saying an LLC in my game just won't get you the funding I need to get. Right. I'm only in this for funding. I'm not starting no corporations to be recognized by the state. I'm not starting no LLCs to be recognized by the federal. I'm only trying to build a corporation to go in the bank to leverage so I can get funding that I can write off in case I don't pay back. I ain't in no game for nothing enough. All the other stuff and extra stuff, it sounds good to those with itchy ears. One game, funding. That's it.
All right, family. Let me see. Already ED says, did not know that. Well, now you know.
Right. That's why we're here. That's why we're having these discussions, because we have these conversations amongst each other every day. But it was just like Ms. Nikki said, we need to let everybody know we're having these discussions so that they won't have to be going down dark roads. It's just owning nothing, controlling everything, King. And for my queens out there, it just, whatever you're doing, you're supposed to put it in the form of corporation. So in case you actually can't pay the corporation back, the debt can be written off. Right. It can be offset. It cannot be discharged. Discharge is not the real word. So a LLC is a limited liability. When you come in the bank, I got to ask you, no matter how you fill out that application, I'm going to ask you for 2 months bank statements, 3 years taxes. I'm going to ask you to run your credit. And I'm going to ask you how much money in the collateral do you have to put down to go ahead and hypothecate this line of credit of loan. And you don't want that. You want to structure your corporation so good that when they read it in the headquarters or at the corporate office with the bank, they don't need to call you and ask you for nothing. They need to go ahead and approve you. The only time I get a call is when the lick is already over with, meaning that they call me in the bank to get the credit card. And when I go in there, I still be in acting mode. So when they go in there, you have to realize you still stick to the script. These people are part of the matrix. They are part of the machine. So when I go in there and the man say, hey, how you doing? I say, how you doing? I'm supposed to speak to such and such bank teller. My boss told me I'm supposed to come pick up a credit card or something today and bring it back to the office or something. He didn't tell me what it was. As soon as they say, oh, this your business, I say, no, this ain't mine. I work for someone. Because if I do, they're going to be ready to put the profile of me and run my name, look at my ID and wonder why they gave this person $250. So I don't talk. I don't own the company. Until I go outside and call and activate the card and ride off, I don't own nothing. I control everything.
Say it again.
Once. ONCE.
ONC. You don't own nothing, but you control everything. Y'all.
Right. And then when you master what I'm talking about with white paper, black ink, you're going to graduate to our next tier, ONCE. Own no one, control everybody. This is about learning how manipulation works so you won't be manipulated. And then you can start utilizing those factors to control organizations, corporations, and the environment that really where you get the funding to do what you want, because you want to start going and buying land. You want to get these buildings in your downtown city area. Right.
Okay, so we have one wave 10 that says, does your credit have to be good to establish anything that you speak of?
No, because this ain't based on credit. That's what I want you to understand. Your credit is just icing on the cake, but you don't really utilize it if you use the corporation. I don't want you acting as a personal guarantor. If I ever tell you to use the credit, it's going to be after you got on LifeLock. So you can lock it up and the inquiry won't be solved. It will just be a soft pull to PG the company. But I would never tell you to use your credit. I don't care what your credit is. I hope it's a 400. Because then they give me a chance to show you that I can raise it up and not utilize it just by building a company. I can get the funding that you requested. So your credit is not a factor. The mindset change is the factor.
All right.